All right, all right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start out by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aquat that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shawab Mwan back at you with another lesson. And going into the title, all right, more updates on the Rice Krispy Treat ATM ban, all right, and just want to go into this article real quick, all right. I just had it. 1 second. This is the U.S. Sun, right? It says this was published at 9:30 on July 15th, which was yesterday, 2026, updated, all right, 9:48, okay, July 15th, 2026, all right, so it says fund freeze, ATM ban in effect on August 1st, and millions of Americans will have to use their computers for service, okay? Millions of Americans will soon have to rely on their computer for transactions as a sweeping ATM ban comes into effect. The ban is aiming to crack down on scams involving ATMs, all right? And mind you, look how Esau pretty much uses this shit to his advantage, because here it is, Esau be the one that be tapping into these ATMs and they be, you know, using scams like skimmers and things like that, attaching them, all right, to ATMs, attaching them to stores that have, you know, a spot for you to basically scan your cards at, all right? And here it is, you know, he'll use that to his advantage, you know? Esau always hacking into shit, right? And with the same thing that he's doing, all right, he's using it against you to basically bring in this new world order. See, again, it all goes back to convenience, making it seem like what they're doing, what they're about to unleash, all right, in this new world order, going into this MOTB, right, this digital system, this digital society, they make it seem so convenient to you. All right. Oh, well, now you don't have to worry about getting scammed on ATMs and your money getting taken out. All right. And people will look at that and be like, yeah, you know, that's something good. But at the end of the day, it's really to usher in that MOTB, you see? Because remember, the one thing they're gonna always continue to feed you is basically the convenience of the society. Okay. So now you ain't gonna be no more ATMs where you could just pop up and go get money out of, right? Because you got criminals that'll run up on you, rob you. Again, you got skimmer machines that are being put on these ATM machines, all right? And they're basically stealing your information, stealing your dollars without you realizing, okay? And what is that gonna lead to? You know, going to your computer basically. And something I was meditating on just now was, then that means they're gonna have everybody at home constantly on their computer doing everything they need to do with their credit card, you see? And we're in the midst of getting smacked with cyber attacks, man. So how's that even going to work out? That's just another way to get the amount of people, all right, the multitude of the people to be at home messing with their computers. And not everybody's tech savvy, man. Not everybody knows how to deal with computers. Not everybody's got the time for that shit, you see? but they're luring you to go back to your computer, all right? And we're in the process of being cyber attacked on a daily basis, man. So that how is that going to work if that's not even going to be safe to be at home? You see, because once they hit you with a cyber attack, everything that you have in your account is going to pretty much diminish. It's going to be completely wiped out. You see, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. You could call the company all you want, call your bank all you want. They're just going to tell you we can't do nothing about it. It was a technical error. You see, and the Lord hit the chime on that, right? So it's going to be a technical error, and basically you're going to be beat for that. And this is what's going to cause people to stand up, all right, and go crazy, all right? Because imagine you wake up to your bank account tomorrow. Let's say you got $50,000 saved up, all right, or even $1 million saved up, right? And you wake up tomorrow and your bank account is completely wiped out. You have nothing in there. How are you going to be able to rely on life without nothing to back you up with money-wise? See, this is why you got to have Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, because the scriptures say riches profit not in the day of wrath, you know? So money ain't going to really do nothing for you at the end of the day, man. Scriptures talk about how you were, let me grab that real quick. For there's nothing that, for it is certain that you could carry nothing out, right? This is 1 Timothy 6 and it's taken from 5. It says, perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth. Because before that, a couple of precepts up, it was basically talking about those that don't have the doctrine of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and that they're proud, right? And they're always coming up, you know, dotting about questions and stripes of words, right? They come with evil surmissings and railings, right? So then it goes into perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of truth, supposing that gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself. Yeah, because these people think by having money in their bank account that shows how blessed they are, how godly they are. You see? People think because they have money in their account that, yeah, the Lord's blessing me with what I need. How much more these fake ass pastors, you know, that you see in Christianity and Catholicism, you know, these churches that just pretty much have millions of dollars stored in their accounts. They think they're being blessed by the Heavenly Father when they're really just ripping people off and lying to them, you know, and they teach for hire, as the scriptures tell you, you know. Them niggas gonna lose all that money in their bank account. Best believe it. Because it's gonna be the Lord showing them that they ain't blessed. Right? So these people think that wealth, right, is great gain. All right. As a matter of fact, NLT says to them, a show of godliness is just a way to become wealthy. Yeah. See, so people think having money, all right, is a form of godliness. It says, yet true godliness with contentment itself is itself great wealth. Yeah. It says, after all, we brought nothing with us when we came into this world, and we can't take anything with us when we leave it. KJV says, for we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain that we can carry nothing out. You see? And having food and raiment, let us be there with content. Yeah. Being able to just have enough to get by, a pillow to sleep on, you see? For you to have some food and some raiment, okay? That's enough for you to have and be satisfied with. But these people worship money. They worship, you know, that type of, that's their God, basically, you know, the money, right? That's why the scriptures say for the love of money is the root of all evil. Not money itself, but you loving money more than anything else over Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. That's what makes it wicked, right? So, you know, there's nothing that you could bring into the kingdom from this world, man, at the end of the day. Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Barakatah. So these people not even, they in for a treat when they lose their money, man. Okay. It says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition of men. All right. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which some coveted after they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Yeah. Again, riches profit not in the day of wrath. All right. And it's a stumbling block at the end of the day for them to deal with money, as it tells you in Ecclesiasticus 30, I believe it's 31 or 34. 31, it says, watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof drive away sleep. You see? 5 says, he that loveth gold shall not be justified, and he that followeth corruption shall have enough thereof. Gold has been the ruin of many, and the destruction was present. It is a stumbling block unto them that sacrifice unto it, and every fool shall be taken therewith. Blessed is the rich that is found without blemish and has not gone after gold. Yeah, that's why we are fully rich. You know, we're the richest people on planet Earth. Why? Because we have faith. We don't have to rely on a damn paycheck. We don't have to rely on, you know, a bank account to show our godliness, man. We rely on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you know. So going back to, you know, these devils, right? These people that worship money, they're about to lose their damn minds when this comes into full effect. And the reason they're bringing it into full effect is because little by little, they're taking away everything that has to deal with physical money. Because we're entering into a time of a digital world, a digital foundation, you see, and everything's going to be digitalized. Okay, that's why they have smart 15 minutes smart cities being built. You know, this is why you have coins no more. You know, coins is a thing. If you realize, I don't know if y'all realize that when you go to the stores, they don't even give you back change no more. The register tells you that we have to round up the change, all right, to the nearest dollar, because they can't give you back coins, because they're not printing out coins no more. They're not printing out pennies. They're not printing out quarters and dimes. Whatever's pretty much circulating around the world is the only thing that's pretty much left. You see? So if they took away the coins, what do you think they're going to take away next? They're going to take away the actual dollar, you see? And it's all going to lead to, all right, a cashless society. And this is why they're banning, all right, these ATMs, right? So let's go back to that article, right? It says millions of Americans will soon have to rely on their computer for transactions as a sweeping ATM ban comes into effect. The ban is aiming to crack down on scams involving ATMs. Let's see what it says here, right? It says crypto scam Americans getting a piece of 1.9 ATM settlement. All you have to do is fill out a form, right? It says Americans can claim a piece of a 1.9 million settlement over the practices of a Bitcoin company. The Bureau of Consumer Credit Protection has reached a settlement agreement with Bitcoin Depot over alleged scams. According to the settlement, consumers in Maine were defrauded by the operator of Bitcoin kiosks, right? Bitcoin Depot. With the assistance from the Maine Attorney General, the settlement will repay users who were supposedly defrauded through Bitcoin depots. All right, the scams were said to have been committed by third parties not associated with Bitcoin Depot. As part of the settlement agreement, Bitcoin Depot will also fully comply with Maine's consumer protection laws. Right? Bitcoin Depot has not admitted to any wrongdoing, but has agreed to settle the claims to avoid potential court action. You see? So that's pretty much one of the reasons why, all right, they're going to start banning, all right, these ATMs, okay, to crack down these scams that are being done with ATMs. All right, it says certain kinds of ATMs will soon be banned in one U.S. state, and the machines have been removed by December 31st. The ban is targeted common cryptocurrency scams, which disproportionately affect seniors and other financially vulnerable populations. All right, again, convenience. Minnesota will ban all virtual currency kiosks beginning on August 1st. The law mandates that all kiosks must be removed statewide by December 31st. Unlike traditional ATMs, cryptocurrency kiosks don't dispense cash. Instead, they allow users purchase crypto. Users purchase crypto, cash, a debit card, or virtual wallet like the Apple Wallet or the Google Wallet. Okay. It says the ban comes as lawmakers say crypto scams have increased despite passing regulations on the kiosk in 2024. Minnesota reported 134 crypto ATM scam complaints between 2023 and 2025, which totaled nearly 1 million in losses. All right. And best believe there's more scams than that going out there, man. All right. This ain't just in Minnesota, man. This shit going on everywhere, man. I got scammed the last year, all right, for $2,000. I don't even know how the fuck, all right, but wifey, we used apparently our card in a particular place, all right, that we took ATM money out, and basically they ended up taking out the rest of the money that was on that card, which was like $2,500, and it was at the time of a tax season, so it was a card, all right, given to us by H&R Block, all right. And apparently we used it at the wrong spot. Still never got that money to this fucking day. All they said is, oh, we're working on it. We're working on it. We can't really do much about it. You didn't catch it on time. See, this is what these are signs, man, of what's to come. That once your bank account is wiped out, these people gonna tell you there's nothing that we could do about it. You see, you have to deal with it. You see, and really it's gonna come down to when they push that MOTB. All right, they'll basically suck you in and tell you, well, look, everything you lost will be able to reimburse you if you take this MOTB, okay, and bow down to the system, because this system will help you recover all that, you see? And that's how they do it, plain and simple, okay? So it ain't just in Minnesota that people getting scammed. People getting scammed all over the world, man. New Jersey, Philly, New York, these are the tri-state area, man. These are 3 top criminalistic fucking states when it comes to hacking and being played out, all right, for money. Okay, these people always got scams out here, man, going on. You go online and websites to purchase things. Half of these websites are just bullshit, you know. They make it look good and make it look like it's 100% safe ass website, and when you really look at it, they just got your credit card numbers, and that's it. They just taking money out of your shit without you knowing. You see it all the time on Instagrams, Facebook, all types of ads. I remember I almost got sucked in thinking this shit was legit. They had some what was it, new what do they call I can't believe I can't remember what they are, Air Maxes and shit, comfortable ass shoes. And every once in a while, you know, I don't really be buying them like that, but every once in a while I'll buy me some pair of sneakers because I know how to take care and they last long, right? I went to go to a website and shit was a Nike outlet fucking website, like on point, look legit as hell. And I was about to cop them because they were saying $50 for them. And it's crazy because something told me in my spirit, chill and go to a local store and ask them if this shit was legit. And I ended up going to an actual store, right, Nike store, and asking them, yo, is this sell legit? Like, you guys got this in store right now? And they were looking at me like, nah, that shit fake, bro. And I was like, get the hell out of here. And they explained it to me like, there's a lot of people that are doing that. Scammers, man. They'll make website pages and it looks legit when you look at it. And then next day, all they want you to do is punch in your code, you know, and then they got your information. Not too long ago, about a year and a half back, when me and wifey was looking for a house, all right, there was it was crazy because there was a house that was up for rent and it looked legit and everything. And we was trying to get into it, and the guy, we was texting back and forth with the guy, and it seemed legit, you know, and he told us to come check us out at the house and all this shit. And when we got to the house, there was apparently someone else living there, right? And basically what he was doing was like somehow what they were saying is that when houses go up for rent or go up for sale on the market, within that first 2-3 weeks, a lot of hackers are able to basically they hack into the system and they're able to get in there and make it seem like they are the ones that are selling or renting the house out. and they'll have an application for you and everything. Well, all you got to do is fill out this application. You know, we got to check your credit score. That's how they get you right there. Or we're going to check your credit score. So you got to punch in your credit card number, your information, and that's all they really want is your credit card and information number, and boom, wake up tomorrow and you fucking scammed. And as a matter of fact, a lady got scammed to that same house, because when we pulled up to the house to see if it was legit, because something kept telling us that something's off, because the guy he wasn't responding. Like, he was saying that to go to the house, but he himself wasn't going to be at the house. He said somebody else would be there. And that's what was like a little iffy about it. And we went to check out the house, and that's how we found out somebody's already living there. It's like, what the fuck? Makes no sense. And they come to find out that he was talking between like 3-4 people, and one of them got scammed, gave the credit card number, the money, got scammed for like $9,000, the lady said. And we actually met up with her at the same house, and she told us, be careful. I just got scammed by this guy for all my money, you see? So there's scams going all over the United States, man. You know? Yeah, a lot of Asian countries. Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of these Asian countries. That's why you got these heathens always online talking to you from another country and shit like that. You know, trying to get you to even something as simple as like Temu. You know, people buying shit off of Temu, buying shit off of what's that other one called the girls get their clothes from there all the time. I forgot the name of it. It's in the tip of my tongue though. You got Temu. And what the hell is it called? It's a very famous website that is used with a lot of women. Oh, Sheen. You know, there's a bunch of just, you know, Moabites and Ammonites, man, just straight playing with your money, you know, and just trying to get your info out of you. You see? So this is what it's all about. It's about all these different scams that are going on around the world, and now they're pulling out the solution of convenience to you by saying, all right, well, we're going to ban these ATMs, man. You ain't got to worry about that shit no more. When it's all to lead you to doing what, man? Getting this MOTB, because that's the next step. The next step right now, what they're trying to push so hard is these digital IDs, you know, iris scans, you know, biometrics, all of that. Okay. Connecting it to the social credit score system. Universal basic income, all right? But see, that shit is all a prequel, and that's only going to be, you know, for a very short period of time, if they even bring that shit out like that. Because I've been saying for a while, man, like, they're talking about it so much that I think they're just going to skip that shit and go straight to the MOTB. Because the Lord is putting the spirit on these devils to move in Operation Speed and Operation Warp Speed for real, you see? So they feel like they have to just push their agenda because they have a very short time. But if they do come out with the digital IDs first, all right, that shit's only gonna last for a little bit, and the light's gonna get cut off, the dollar's gonna collapse, you see, and then once that shit collapse, that's it. The reset is here, and the reset solution is going to be, well, we don't need digital IDs, but we have this MOTB. We have this RFID chip, all right, that everything is connected into one. And you don't have to worry about being hacked, being robbed. It's in you. It's in your body, you see? And that's how they get everybody, man, through the way of convenience, okay? So let's read the rest of it. It says Minnesota reported 134 crypto ATM scam complaints between 2023 and 2025, which totaled nearly 1 million in losses. Around 70 of those scams occurred in 2025, which totaled around 450,000 in losses. During legislative hearings on the bill, the state's commerce committees in the Senate and House heard from law enforcement on the financial toll crypto kiosk takes. Okay. It says one law enforcement officially called the ATMs a primary vehicle for financial exploitation. Okay. Officials added that the kiosks are commonly used to defraud seniors and other vulnerable people. Crypto kiosks are ripe for scams because the currency moves quickly and is definitely to recover. It's difficult, Salakia, difficult to recover. With a bank transfer or credit card payment, the transaction can be halted to dispute it. Yeah, and that's what happens, man. I was trying to dispute the $2,000 we got hacked for, right? For fucking months and months and months, and they were making it difficult. They were making it difficult for us to basically, you know, even get a chance of recovering that money. And by the time it came, the next season came of taxes. You see, and that's pretty much what they want you to do. They give you the runaround till you get tired of it, you know, till you get fed up with it, and you just like, man, it is what it is. And you know, because the bank is supposed to, whether they find out or not, how the fuck you got hacked, the bank is supposed to give you back that money. Simple as that. Because obviously, when we showed them everything that we were spending, it made perfect sense that a whole bunch of purchases came out of nowhere that we didn't even do. Purchases all the way down in fucking Florida. Like, how the hell we're purchasing something in Florida and we live in New Jersey? You see? But that's what they do. Okay. It says, but with crypto ATMs, cash is quickly converted to digital currency and can be moved across different wallets untraced. You see? And see, and we're entering into a digital currency state, okay, where everything's going to be digitalized, and that's going to be another reason why they want to put it in your body, all right, so that it's no more longer transferable from here to there. You see, the money that we deal with now is still transferable, but when that shit comes to this system, ain't nothing going to be able to be transferred between no one unless it's between you and the government. Honestly, that's why they're going to have an eye on every damn thing that you do, where your money goes, where it gets spent, you see, but it's going to have to go through Uncle Sam first, you see. So it says, oh, that's it. As a matter of fact, it says comments are subject. Let me see what these got. A couple of people I'm reading these comments. It says a crypto kiosk is not an ATM automated teller machine. This sort of confusion is what makes people vulnerable. Please get your facts straight. Right? It says, what a way to cheat senior citizens. Most of us don't know anything about this sham against old people, and it's true. These old people don't know nothing about it because they're not tech savvy. They're back in they're still living in 1960s, man. They still living in the 1950s, the 30s, you know, so they don't even have a clue what's really going on. It says, what a shame we all lose the convenience of the ATM due to criminals and their schemes. I don't want crypto money ATM. When one needs cash, there's usually a reason for getting cash. You see, people gonna go crazy, man, when this shit happens. All right, and really, like I said, the ones that are hacking the systems, all right, and doing all this hacking and scams, all right, it's straight Esau behind closed doors, man. Not saying our people are not doing it either. Sure, there's a couple of our people that are fucking smart as hell dealing with Esau and have learned those tactics, all right, but you ain't really gonna find people like us doing shit like that, man. We already broke as hell, all right? The ones that are smart, the ones that are hackers are completely Esau, man. You know, doing it be your own government, honestly. You know how many times I don't had a bank account? I had to close my bank account. That's why I don't deal with banks no more, man. I was dealing with banks for a while, and here it is. They'll take money out whenever they fucking feel like it, you know, and tell you, oops, my bad. You know, some glitch in the system happened, and you lost some money there. And I'm like, do I get reimbursed? No. They give you a hard time. You see, so it be these banks, because really when you understand the banking system is using everybody else's money to pay the next person. It's just money that's circulating around, all right, and basically it pays the next man. So if I get paid today, right, all right, I got paid with somebody else's money, and then my paycheck that comes in, I put it into the bank, and the bank is holding my money to pay the next person. You see, and it just keeps going around and around and around in a circle. You see, so they just using everybody else's money at the end of the day. The bank itself never really has all that money. It's you that's feeding the bank the money. Go watch this a movie called Zeitgeist, Adamans. He'll teach you about how the Federal Reserve really works. You know, they just make money out of fucking thin air. And by their customers is how they accumulate all that money into the banks. You see? Do they get money dropped off to their banks also? Yeah, you got people that come with the trucks and they load up money and bring them money. All right, but it's still because they got it from you. So now they're able to get a physical amount of money, you know? So it's all a scam and it's all a scheme to begin with when it comes to, you know, banks and the system, man. All right. And that's why it's a scam in a scheme to be able to talk to you about convenience to further the agenda of them bringing in this MOTB, you know, bringing in all this, you know, digital currency that's about to come upon us. All right. And having nothing but digital systems set up, you know, worldwide, globally, you know. But that's pretty much the point. Just wanted to give a quick update. All right. On that. So through the Spirit, Lord willing, that you were edified. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Elohim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. The Akim and the Aqua that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith, enduring as good soldiers of Yahweh Shai. Shalom, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatah.